Three main reasons blocking you from manifesting your dream life and why the law of attraction isn't working for you. If you stick around through this entire video, I promise you, you will have the keys to making the law of attraction work for you in your favor so you can start manifesting more peace, more abundance, more love, more prosperity into your life. These three main things is what blocked me for so long. And when I started to implement these and I started to adjust these three things that I'm going to share with you in just a moment, my life started to change on a drastic level. Number one, trying too hard. Now, when I first got into the law of attraction and I was practicing manifesting my dream life and I wanted to manifest money and all these things, I was trying way too hard. I was obsessing about it. Ooh, I want to manifest. I want to manifest. Trying to visualize all the time. Putting in this effort, this strain, this friction energy. And I was trying to manifest. I was trying. And there's a strong disconnect in that energy because you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Who you be. And so when you're trying really hard, let me ask you this. Someone who has the version of you that has everything you want, are they trying really hard? Are they trying to make it happen and force it? The thing about trust is that when you have it, you trust that it's there. You're not worrying about when it's going to show up. Okay, I'm going to visualize. I'm abundant. I'm a millionaire. Okay, where is it? It's something that's still missing. So one of the powerful things you can do is start to let go. Put out your intention and start to let go of trying to make it happen and focus on how you are feeling. Because a massive disconnect is that people are thinking positive, but they're feeling lack, they're feeling doubt, they're feeling worry. They aren't feeling the abundance on a visceral body level. So stop trying so hard, let go, and focus on who you get to be, not what you have to attract that you aren't having, that you don't have right now. The second reason that is blocking you from manifesting your dream life is a lack of acceptance of your emotions. Now, again, when I first started going into my journey of learning how to manifest, learning how to create my dreams, we hear so much, you gotta feel good, you gotta feel good, you gotta feel good, you gotta feel good. Feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. It's all about feeling good. And yes, this is true. And there is an element of truth to the power of feeling good. Yet this creates an unhealthy mindset and relationship with the full spectrum of our emotions. We begin to I began to judge my emotions when they weren't of the highest alignment of love, peace, and happiness. Because I'm like, oh no, now I'm not manifesting my dreams. And anytime a negative emotion up, I would just try to think my way into positivity. And you will remain blocked in manifesting your dream life as long as you continue to not accept your wholeness. And your wholeness is every part of you, including the shame, the anger, the rage, the guilt, the sadness. And when you learn to accept these parts of you, you start to reaffirm your worthiness. If you can't even acknowledge the emotions that you're feeling as this divine being, the full spectrum, if you can't acknowledge those, we'll use negative for context, those negative emotions, what kind of message are you sending to the universe, to God, to life? you're not even worthy enough to feel your own emotions, let alone manifest your dream life. So coming into a deeper acceptance of our emotions, not judging them and pushing away because what we resist persists, loving them, giving it love and appreciation, and asking what does it need, what's it there for, what's it trying to show you. And when you tune into this, what you'll realize is that you begin to transmute that energy with loving energy, and you begin to accept it. Because energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted or transferred into a different energy. So loving kindness, loving energy is how we transmute those lower vibrational emotions and energies into the higher vibrational emotions of love and acceptance. So going into them, you get to feel it to heal it. When I started doing this, I noticed I was so much happier so much more of the time. It wasn't this thing that I had to, it wasn't me trying to think my way out of it. So if you implement this into your routine, I promise you, you're going to see massive shifts. Now, the third reason blocking you from manifesting your dream life is not taking action. Now, I didn't want to hear this for the longest time. I can sit in my room and visualize. I can think about my dreams, and they'll just come to me. My dream partner will show up at my house. Now, I didn't think that specifically, like, okay, my dream partner is going to knock on my door. But I had that energy about it. A lot of it was just, okay, I'm just going to learn about the law of attraction and I'm just going to think and feel all day. The thing about when you start taking action, you start building energy and momentum, and it helps you align to the energy of that timeline that you're putting yourself in. Before you learn the law of attraction, you're most likely living from the framework of do, have, be. I know I was. I was living from the world of I got to do this thing so I can have this thing, and then I can be this. When you understand manifestation and creation and you begin to utilize this law in your life, is that you live from the framework of be, do, have. First and foremost, what is your energy? What you create from is what you create. So what is your energy? What are you thinking about? How are you feeling? And how are you being? Who are you being? And questions that you can ask yourself to make this simple, and how to integrate it on a practical level is I like to ask myself, if I was the ideal version of my highest self reality, if I was living in the timeline of achieving and being everything that I want, how does that person think? How does that person feel? What does that look like? If I was a being living in complete peace, what does that look? How does that think? How do they think? How do they feel? What do they focus on? Where do they put their energy? And then the next step, super key, what is that person doing? What is that person doing? So when you combine this being and doing, now you're embodying this new timeline, this new version of yourself that's in alignment with your greater dream, your reality. You get to be it, do it, to have it, to receive it. But it isn't this. The thing about the law of attraction is that I know for myself, and when I first heard someone explain this, it helped me integrate it help me understand it in a much deeper way. Because the thing about the law of attraction is that we get into our minds that it's something that we need to attract. It's this thing outside of us. We have to attract this relationship and attract this money. It's something that we don't have right now. And it's very easy, it's very subtle to start placing those things outside of ourselves, our fulfillment outside of ourselves, our happiness and abundance outside of ourselves. So when you begin to be, do, have, now you're not trying to attract something that you don't have. Now you're being the energy of that thing. And you get to let go of outcomes, let go of how it shows up, let go of how it manifests in your life. We aren't that smart. The universe and God and life and energy and frequency and vibration knows what it's doing. And to remember that you are already a master manifester. You're already a master manifester. You were born a master manifester. And it's just a remembrance and a reapplying of these principles. You're already manifesting in every single moment. So my question to you is, who are you being and what are you doing? And key, I didn't take action for so long. And now I'm beginning to take action and things are just showing up. Because that's the missing piece for embodiment. When you look at law of attraction, you see two words in there. You see action and traction. The law of attraction is action that creates traction. The traction piece is being in that energy. You take action that creates traction, and it's this coming together, this unification of something that already exists. You turn the channel. That's another thing too. Infinite timelines exist right now in this moment. If you, for example, a great analogy of this is that when you go onto the radio and you want to listen to a channel, or you go on TV and you want to tune into a channel, you're on a TV channel, a radio channel. And you change that little dial and you change the frequency of what you're tuned into. You can change the channel. And you know that when you change the channel that you were just on is still there. It's not gone. It didn't just evaporate into nothingness and leave. You know, if you wanted to go back to the channel, you could. And how there are infinite channels for us to tune into. In the same way our mind and our being and our energy works, we can choose into a new timeline right now. And that begins with how we're being, what we're doing, and how we're, what we're being and what we're doing to then have. So stop trying so hard. Begin to accept all of you so that you are more able to transmute the tension of life, of your current reality, into the tension of creation energy, deeper acceptance, and then who are you being and taking action. And I promise you, as you implement these into your life, you'll begin to notice synchronicities. Things will just show up. But more importantly, you'll feel your divine worthiness from within. You'll know you're now becoming the source rather than the seeker. You're no longer reaching for these things outside of yourself in order to be happy and fulfilled and to feel the abundance. Yes, abundance represents money. That is one element of abundance. But abundance is so much more. Abundance is a state of consciousness. The abundance of life. Living in gratitude and appreciation for every moment. Giving that energy. There's abundance of trees. There's abundance of nature. There's abundance of animals. There's abundance of people on the planet. There's abundance of air and oxygen for us to breathe. There's an abundance of ideas and creation and things to fulfill and create. My mentor always says, rich equals realize I create happiness. Rich with life, rich with ideas, rich with happiness, rich with love. There's an abundance of love and trust. And you're either believing in the abundance of life or the abundance of lack in life. There is only abundance. When you're in lack, you're experiencing the abundance of lack. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that helps so much. And with me connecting to the energy of abundance, because there is only that. You are it. You are that. There is no separation. Quantum physics and quantum mechanics is proving this now. If you were to take there's 7.5 billion. I just heard this recently. If you were to take and you can look this up. If you were to take 7.5 billion people on planet Earth, and you were to remove all the empty space of the atoms from every person, you could fit each person into one sugar cube. It's an illusion. It's a hologram. There is no separation. We are 99.9999, however many 9% empty space. You take that space out, there's nothing. We're just a bunch of electromagnetic waves and frequencies and consciousness integrator. And those two things combined becomes matter. So as we begin to change our consciousness and emit different electromagnetic frequencies, and we begin to receive downloads, new ideas, you're led in the direction. Instantaneously, when you're on a new frequency, instantaneously, the molecules that are in alignment with what you want are like sucked to you, and you have the next path to take. And then you take action and follow the path, the breadcrumbs, and you do it in joy. What would be, it's like your highest excitement is your greatest radar. What would bring you the most joy? What would bring you the most excitement? Following your passion, your joy, and your love, because when you're in that, that creates everything else. So thanks for tuning in today's video. Comment down below and share your manifestation journey. I would love to connect with you. And if you want to continue to experience or receive insights and ideas of how to optimize your life and live in better well-being and manifest your dreams life, then subscribe. Lots of videos are going to be coming. I'm so excited to be here. I love you guys. Peace, and I'll see you guys in the next one.